Imagine this. The UK government decides it wants to dominate the future of electric cars. It funds dozens of EV startups, pours billions into factories, batteries and tech, and most of the companies fail. A handful succeed, but the ones that succeed become world leaders, shaping the global auto industry for decades. Sounds bold, right? Sounds visionary. But here's the truth. In Britain, that would never happen, because unlike China, state capitalism simply couldn't survive in the UK. State capitalism isn't socialism, and it's not free market capitalism either. It's when the government takes an active role in guiding industries, not just regulating them, but directly funding, subsidising and backing winners. That's how China built dominance in solar panels, telecoms, high-speed rail and now EVs. The state doesn't pick one company and pray, it funds many, knowing most will fail, but a few will become giants. And once those giants emerge, the government supports them globally, with cheap loans, supply chains and aggressive trade policies. Look at electric cars. 20 years ago, China wasn't even a serious player in the global auto market. Today, it's the biggest EV producer in the world. Companies like BYD and Chery didn't just appear. They were the survivors of a massive government bet. Beijing poured billions into dozens of EV startups. Many flopped, some never got off the ground, but the winners, they're now rivaling Tesla and flooding global markets. That's state capitalism in action, accepting failure as the price of ultimate dominance. Now ask yourself, could the UK pull that off? Absolutely not, and here's why. In Britain, failure is political suicide. If the government invested in 20 EV startups and 18 of them failed, the media and opposition parties wouldn't talk about the two global champions that succeeded. They'd spend every waking hour screaming about the billions wasted on the failures. Headlines would read, "Taxpayer money down the drain," or "Government EV gamble blows up." The culture here just doesn't see failure as part of innovation. It sees it as scandal, and without tolerance for failure, state capitalism simply cannot work. And the second problem is short-term thinking. Whereas China plays the long game, planning decades ahead, willing to spend billions today for dominance tomorrow, the UK is obsessed with election cycles. Every policy has to deliver results now, or at least before the next vote. And that's why infrastructure projects crawl, industries die off, and innovation often leaves Britain for somewhere else. State capitalism requires patience, and Britain's system is addicted to instant results. And the third problem is cultural. In China, state-led projects are often seen as national missions. Failure along the way isn't celebrated, but is tolerated as part of progress. In Britain, failure becomes a public punching bag. Media, voters, opposition parties, everyone piles on. The result? Governments avoid bold bets entirely. They'd rather do nothing than risk the headlines. But doing nothing means falling behind while other nations innovate. So in reality, state capitalism worked for China because it had patience, scale and tolerance for failure. The UK doesn't have any of those things. Its politics, media and culture would crush a strategy before it even had a chance. Which leaves Britain in a dangerous spot, stuck between nostalgia for its industrial past and no real plan for its technological future. The question is, if state capitalism is off the table and free markets alone aren't enough, what's actually left for the UK?